Welcome back to the Rundown, everyone. I'm your host, Nick Simonson. Happy to be with you here at the start of pheasant season. It's an exciting time for all those upland hunters getting out in the field, looking for those birds as we hit the middle stretch of October and get out there behind our dogs and having a great time. And a great time always concludes with a safe hunt and, of course, a few birds in the bag. So if you're looking to up your success here in the early season, focus on the edges. That's right. Take the edge and find more pheasants, getting the edge on these wily birds. And when I'm talking edges, we're talking about those spaces in between cut fields and harvested fields, some lighter grass, or maybe some thicker cover, because these birds transition back and forth. Just like a walleye kind of works that edge of a mud line to rock to gravel, pheasants are very much the same. They're going to be moving throughout the day, and they're going to be using these edges for escape cover, for feeding, and for places where they go at the end of the day and come out of early in the morning. So focus first on those cut fields. Any place where you've had harvest completed right now, that's where pheasants are going to be looking for their food. They're going to be scratching around in, say, cut soybean fields, corn fields, wheat fields. Anything that's recently gone down is a new, fresh edge for them to explore. You're going to want to be looking in the areas of grass or cover alongside those fields, because pheasants comfortably can weave in and out of those areas. So when you're looking for that light grass, that knee-high brome, or maybe you've got those taller big blue stems, look for grass to be that transition area between that overnight cover, where you're talking cattails or shrubs or things along those lines, and where they go during the day or early in the morning to feed. So work those transition areas of light grass. On warmer days like today where it's a whole lot calmer and a whole lot nicer, those birds are going to take advantage of that. Now, some of Running's territory has already experienced significant snowfall, so you want to be aware that these birds may be utilizing heavy cover on those cold days or in those places where we've seen up to a foot of snow. So work the edges of cattail sloughs, of cane stands, of deep brush, because pheasants are going to bunker down in there when the weather in early fall is inhospitable. You send your dog into that deeper cover, let them work it, and push those birds up and out to give you a shot at collecting one of those first roosters of the year. Additionally, this time of year, you're going to want to explore brush lines. Brush lines are an interesting transition area because they still harbor the smaller broods that haven't quite broken up and spread out or broken into their hen and rooster groups, so you may see a lot of young birds. That's another important tip. When your dog goes on point or he's working real hard in these transition areas, you want to make sure you can properly identify that bird at this early point in the season. So hold back on that shot if you don't know. Whether it's a young rooster or a young hen, it's tough to tell when you don't have that coloration. So watch for these transition areas between cut fields, open grasslands, and that deeper thermal cover, and start moving deeper and deeper into that stuff when the season progresses on. So when we get into November or it's after deer season, you're going to be looking for those birds in those deeper areas, but don't give up on the edges. The edges of that thick thermal cover into the grass is where you're going to find birds later on. But for right now, as the weather is a little bit warmer, a little bit kinder to you and your dog, and making things a little bit easier to walk right now, explore that transition area of open grass and hit those edges next to those cut fields. By exploring these spots and doing what you can to get roosters up and learning a little bit more about how pheasants operate throughout the day and utilize these transitions, you'll find more success. Stop in at your local Runnings to find plots guides, to get the ammo you need, and to get the gear you need for a most successful pheasant season. Take these tips into the field with you and the advice from your friends at your local Runnings, and you're guaranteed to have a great season. I'm Nick Simonson for The Rundown. Good hunting to you.